Hi everybody. Explanation of grant test number 20 from RRB officer scale mains examination. The question number 121 onwards. We have 10 questions exclusively on the reading comprehension. As I said previously, number of times. So instead of going through the passage, let us go through the question. And when you have good command over the question, and the core point in the question must be scanned in the passage. Based on the availability, select the best option. Or else sometimes after reading the question, when you get the command over the question, concentrate on the options. You may get 50% on knowledge on the given question, and based on the core point of the question, um, you can take the decision by scanning the core point in the passage. You can take the decision easily. So let us follow the first method. Decades later, decades is 10 years. So decades later, when biographers are used, see here the vocabulary. Be careful with the vocabulary. Sometimes, because of lack of knowledge on the vocabulary, we cannot understand the question properly. Actual meaning of perused is perused, which means read attentively. What is an attentive reading? Read deeply, read deeper. Reading deep is known as perused. So perused, and decide decades later when biographers read the diary of Kafka, and what perceptions? What do you mean of perceptions? It's a feeling. The meaning of perception is feeling. Perception did make about his nature. Here we have options like his different behavior towards the outer world and his stoic nature. The meaning of stoic is impassive. So something like lazy, or else not attracted to something, or else not passive, inactive, not active. Okay, and his rude behavior towards his family members, both A and B. And see here, as far as the central idea concerned, decades later, when biographers perused the diary of Kafka, what feeling did they get? See, let us scan. Look here, on August wrote his diary. Okay, uh, Germany declared Russia. Okay, and go through the lines. Look here, the decades later. This is the core point. Decades later, when biographers had gone through the diary. Look here, decades later, as that means the answer is available in first paragraph, third line. Decades later, as biographers poured of Kafka, enigmatic. Enigma means confusion, but tragically short life. And this diary entirely caught their eyes. To some, the sensed distilled in the sense of kalfa and insouciant towards the outside world. Yeah, I have read here outside world. So his different behavior towards the outside world. So according to the fourth line of the first paragraph, this is correct. This is fine. So, okay, next one. And to some extent, oh no, so the World War and remarkable rituals of the middle class people could cohabit in the womb of the mind, and like twins led them to the conclude the Kafka was once a one cold fish. Yeah, they got this one finally because of his diary. The people who read the diary came to the conclusion that he was a cold fish. What do you mean of cold fish? It's an idiomatic expression. The meaning of cold fish is dull. Actual meaning of cold fish is dullness, also known as inactive. And here, when you criticize second dark is stoic nature, stoic also inactive, which means dull. So that's why, according to lines A and B, both are correct. Okay, and here his rude behavior towards his family members. The family members were not being mentioned at this area. Okay, so it can be eliminated. Next, both A and B, yeah, A and B, fine. No? So that's why none of the also can be eliminated. Ultimately, your answer is both A and D, which means option D. Option D is the answer. So I can eliminate A and B. Question number 122. According to the Kafka's great biographer, Rainer Sachs. See, this person is a clue point. Scan him where it is. Rainer Sachs. Look here. First paragraph, last three lines. Rainer Sachs explained that about whom did he explain? He explained about the Kafka. So Rainer Sachs explained that the truth of the matter was more subtle. Subtle is a negative word, and at the same time, subtle is the best word to understand the um, to select the best option. So events in the newspaper and their significance. Did he say something about the events and all the significant information in the World War II? Actually, here in the beginning he mentioned World War One. Look here. So there is no introduction of World War II in these lines. So this option can be eliminated. Next one, events. Okay, temporary put in hold option A. Okay, and not the events in the news magazines, but the significance of crumbling of Austro-Hungarian Empire. And the D is he has recorded thoughts, erotic charges, and private disappointments. Actually, this is the key. No, in sketch what Kafka sought to record in his diaries. Look here in these lines. Sachs explained that the truth of the matter was more subtle in the sense baseless things, more subtle. What Kafka sought to record in his, this is the thing. See, what Kafka sought to record. See, the same phrase available here. What Kafka sought to record in his diaries were not events in the newspaper, but their significance as a Austro-Hungarian Empire. So this is the direct line. According to the first paragraph, last line, this is fine. Again, since we have C here, we have to check D also. So let us check. He has recorded thoughts, erotic charges, and private and everything. No, let us scan where it is. Now, when Kafka diaries were published as well as the emotional unavailability. Look here, Kafka had recorded thoughts, erotic charges, and the private disappointment whose meanings were not hard to the phrase, difficult to fathom. So, according to the third paragraph, this is also fine. So, both are available with D. So, that's why option E is your answer. So, you can eliminate even not only C and D, both are available with option E. So, option E is your answer. Question number 123. So, how has author differentiated between the industry's diary writers and the other diary writers? What is the difference between industry's diary writers? See, the first paragraph and second paragraph both tell something about the Kafka's diary only, but here he differentiated the things. So purely it is the third paragraph in which we can find the difference with others. A few others have gone, see the diary writings, even more deliberate manner. They think about form and language and the content and the fear of the judging prosperity. On April 20th, 1999, Virginia Woolf wrote, what sort of diary should I like be? Okay, what Virginia Woolf is one of the American writers. Okay, she said definition for the diary writing. Okay, but here the question is, how has the author differentiated between the industrious diary writers and the other diary writers? Here, the first option for most delight diary writers, it was companion and edict, whereas a few others have about the act of writing in even more deliberate manner. Some people can addict towards themselves, but most of the people can willingly they can write. So, is it available in the paragraph? Look here, most few others. It was a companion addiction. Yeah. For most delight diary writers, it was a companion as well as addiction. And paramour, actually, paramour, see, the paramour is a good word, sometimes can be seen in the vocabulary. Paramour, which means lover. The meaning of paramour is lover. So they addicted, they love it, and they listen to it. So according to those lines, this is fine. This is fine. So since we have A and B, we have to check B also. For most industrious dairy writers, it was a paramour that, yeah, paramour is given, paramour that listened to one confession to the patients of the saint, whereas, so the same lines again. See, altogether for that particular question, this is the area that gives the exact answer. So even B also correct. So both A and B are both are available with option D. So that's why when you eliminate individual A and individual B, and the answer is both A and B, which is option D for question number 123. 124. What can be illustrated? Illustrate means explained clearly with a full description. What can be illustrated from the statement? What they revealed was the fourth anxieties and the contradictions out of which burbled up. See, the word burbled up is one of the key word that tells something about excitement. The meaning of burbled up is excitement. Bubbled up Kafka, a man, and Kafka, the other. As the man and as the other, what they revealed truth about Kafka. So where is the sentence? See, a sentence, no? So here it is. What they revealed was truth for the anxiety and the contradictions of which bubbled up Kafka, the man, and the Kafka other. In his diaries, whose diaries? Kafka's diaries. What they reveal? Who are those guys? They reveal in sense the people who followed his diary. So, okay, now see the meanings here. What biographers reveal? Who is they? Who are they? They are biographers. So what biographers revealed was the two personalities of a same person. One personality is counted as a writer, and the other one is as a man. So two personalities, thought and writing, were grabbed you. The grabbed is one of the best keywords to understand the question exactly. See the meaning of grabbed. The grabbed tells that is mixed together, blending or combined. So here it is the word burbled and the burbled grab. These are the essential vocabulary to understand the gist. Here, what can be illustrated as a man, as an author. So here, what the biographers reveal was two personalities of the same person whose thoughts and writings were mixed due to difference of opinion, anger, and anxiety. So anxiety, anger, and everything. So this is okay, fine. So let us check B because we have A and Z also, no? So go with the C also. What his biographer revealed was fourth and anxieties, and see, biographers revealed anxiety. No, biographers' anxiety can be revealed. So this is wrong. That's why option D, since it is wrong, option D can be eliminated. Now let us cross check B. What is the biographers revealed? What the biographers revealed was they were two people. One of them had an anxiety issue. No, actually not two people, only one people who has a mixed opinions on different things. So B also wrong. So it is the A which is the best one. So for question number 124, option A is the best answer. So the meaning of the bolded line is a sentence. Question number 125, what can be inferred by the lines? The diary was often only place where many could become themselves, unburdened by the need to pose for refinement. What is the meaning of the sentence where it is B, no? So the diary was often the only one place where many could become themselves. It is a place where many could become themselves, unburdened by the need to pose the refinement. So among these three options, what is the best meaning to this highlighted phrase, highlighted sentence? Look here, writing diary. Writing diary at many of times. Here the diary was often where many could become themselves. So here writing diary at many a times, many of the times was the best opinion because people were free from the burden. So become themselves. They could become themselves unburdened. So unburdened in the sense free from the burden, no, free from the burden. And being judged, they used to have the full freedom while that is known as themselves. They can use their full freedom while writing their emotions and their opinion also. So this is fine. Okay, so since we have A, B, C here, we have to check the rest of the things also. See, let us criticize B. Writing diary was the only way which people can portray themselves freely. Okay, this is here fine without getting into touch of the reality. Yeah, this is blunder. Here until here, this is fine, but this part is wrong. That's why B can be eliminated. When you eliminate B, obviously where there is a B will be eliminated. So none of these wrong because one is right, A is right, B is wrong. That's why none of these can be eliminated. So there is no option like A and Z. That's why ultimately it is A, which is best, which is better between A and A. Let us cross check C also. People use it to write diaries for themselves. So this is fine. And this is how they use it to unburden themselves from the fear of refinement. That refinement had not been highlighted in that particular sentence. So when there is a tie between A and C, undoubtedly it is A, which is the best one, and C can be eliminated. So question number 125, it is A. The option A conveys the best meaning of the highlighted sentence. 126, C sentence. For some traditionally, the diary was a place to record the uneventful for their lives, while for others it was a portrait of an abyss. Yeah, for some people, diary is everything. For but some of the other people, diary is simply a portrait. An abyss. Abyss means baseless thing. Okay, and the passage may not be grammatically or contextually correct. Choose the most suitable alternative that will place. So you have to find the grammatical error in this phrase. See here, for some traditionally the diary was a place to record it. Can we use to recorded here? Look here. For some traditionally the diary is a place to record. After to infinity we have to write V1. So for 126, for some traditionally the diary was placed for some traditionally the diary was placed to record the uneventfulness for their lives, while for others it was a portrait of an abyss they stared in awe. Here there is no into. In the question, in the passage we have into. Here there is no to. So which is right? Is it into or to? Into or only in? So it should be into. Actually, recorded is wrong, but into is correct. But here, recorded is correct, but into in is wrong. So because of in, it can be eliminated. Now see, for some traditionally, the diary was a place to record. Wonderful. It is V1. So this is fine. To their lives for it was a portrait of an abyss into. Yeah, this is also into. This is best. Now see, for some time traditional, after traditional is adjective. Here we should write adverb. It should be traditionally. That's why this is wrong. And place to record is okay. It's fine. And portrait and abyss started into okay. So traditionally, because of traditionally, uh, what it is wrong. Not traditional. It should be traditionally. Next, for some time traditionally, okay. So to record the uneventfulness of their lives, while of the others it was a point to an abyss they started into. So what is the difference between B and D? For some traditionally the diary was a place to record the uneventfulness for their lives, while for others it was a portrait of an abyss they started into. So what is the difference between B and D? Let us criticize the difference between B and D. For some, traditionally, the diary was was a place to record the uneventfulness of their lives, while for others it was a portrait of an abyss, abyss. They stared into. They stared into. So both are correct, no? Then answer is both B and D then, because the option B and D printed as it is. Both are correct. For some traditionally, here is a for some traditionally. The diary was a place to record the uneventfulness of their lives. The diary was a place to record the uneventfulness. Yeah, it is of their lives. This is for their lives, which is right. Uneventfulness for their lives, of their lives. So the best one is of their lives, not for their lives. That's why you can eliminate D also. Ultimately, option B. B option is your answer. That's it. Question number 127. So according to the author, in difference with the statement D, what is striking on is indebted to the commentary of the here's a scholar whose name is Jayasila Stephen, who translated the diaries of Rangappa Thiruvendram Pillai, which spans the period of from the 1761 to 1768. Is the same diaries were written with the heavy flow of colloquialism. What does it mean? What is the meaning of this one? Say the word colloquialism. This is the clue. Formal meeting. It means meeting of. Colloquialism means scholarly meeting. The meaning of colloquialism is scholarly meeting. So here the scholar S. S. Stephen translated the diaries to Rangappa Pillai, and the scholar translated the diaries which spans the period of 67 and 68, 1768, and the whole of the writing were not formal. Period of the sentence here, it is D. What is striking is D. No, look here. What is striking? One is indebted to the commentary of the scholar as Jayasila Stephen, who translated the diaries of Rangappa Pillai, which spans the period of 1761 to 1768, is that these diaries were written with a heavy flavor of colloquialism. These were written with a heavy flavor of colloquialism, and full of scholarly meetings like. So here the scholar Stephen translated diaries, and so this option can be eliminated. And here, the scholar S. Jayasila Stephen translated the diaries which spans the period of 71 to 68. Okay, let's put it in the whole. Next, the whole of the writings were not formal and had what was the characteristic feature of the diary of R.T. Pillai? That is the question, no? And here, what is the striking one is scholar, there's Stephen who translated the diaries of Pillai, which spans the period of, okay, and is that these diaries were written with a heavy flavor of colloquialism. But here it is the color diaries span with the period. The whole of the writings were not formal and had used very ordinary, familiar conversation. What was the characteristic features of the diaries of R.T. Pillai? And to some scholars, to Tamil industry, uses of the common folk language has delegated. Yeah, your colloquialism written with a heavy flavor of colloquial. So the whole writing were not formal and use very ordinary and similar language. The word colloquial tells something about the scholarly, no? See, question number 127. According to the author, in difference with the statement D, what does it mean? What is the characteristic features of diary? So here, this is the line that we can see here. What is striking? What is striking? One is indebted in the commentary of the scholar. So scholar, a learned person, and scholar who is S. Jessila Stephen, who translated the diaries of Ranagappa Thiruvengalam Pillai, which spanned the period of 1761 to 1768. In these diaries, they were written with the heavy flavor of colloquialism. This is the best word to find the exact answer to our question. Colloquialism means colloquial, which is local language. Local language. The local language is known as colloquial. Okay, here the scholar J.S. Jaisila Stephen translated the diaries of Trivingram Pillai. Okay, but here this is the flavor of all the diaries of Pillai, or the flavor to the colloquialism. So local languages. Okay, this is wrong. So the scholar Jaisila Stephen translated the diaries which span period. Okay, it's partially correct. It is. So we cannot get the full length meaning. Now see, the whole of the writings were not formal. Yeah, local language is nothing but informal. Since it is informal and use a very ordinary familiar conversation, the word colloquialism tells something about ordinary language that can be used among the best buddies. So this is okay. So we have A and B, no. So since A and B are wrong, it can be eliminated. So already C is selected, no. So none of these also can be eliminated. So ultimately option C is the best answer for question number 127. 128. Choose the word which is the most nearly opposite of the meaning word posterity. See, actual meaning of posterity is offspring. Offspring in the sense heirs, next generation guys. The meaning of posterity is descendant. Descendant, also known as heirs, H-E-I-R, heir. So offspring is a synonym, not antonym. Progeny also same. Progeny also next generation guys. So both are synonyms. Family, it's not an antonym. Ancestors, yes. Descendant is the next higher, and the ascendant is his grandfather. So the best antonym for the uh, posterity is ancestors. That's why option A, option B, C can be eliminated. Children also nothing but a next generation guy. So ultimately, option D is the best antonym. Ancestors is the answer. Next one, 109.29. Here we have a closed test. See a paragraph with some five blanks. 129, 131, 132, 133 until 134 we have the blanks. And here there is a bolded word before every blank. So here the task is, if this bolded word is correct, you can go with no replacement required, because this bolded word is proposed by the writer, proposed by the examiner. If these bolded words are correct to fill this blank, you can go with no replacement required, or else you can select any one of these options. Okay, here the best technique is your knowledge on the previous line of the blank and your knowledge on the line after the blank. That's it. Now see, the European Commission departed. What do you mean of departed? Depart means separated. See, the European Commission departed the United Biodiversity Coalition. The word coalition is a good word that tells something about union. If it is union, if this word is union, how can you write departed? Departed is wrong. That's why this option number E can be eliminated. Okay, so this word is not your answer. Okay, union made of juice, aquariums, botanical gardens. So they would like to form a union of all these things. Then here it is constitute, launch, rejoice, implemented. Okay, which word is used contextually here? The European Commission dashed the United Biodiversity Union made of zoos, aquariums, botanical gardens, national parks, and a natural history and sciences museum all around the world. One on Worldwide Day 2020. They would like to establish that one. So, constitute. Can we use constitute here? No. Constitute is not a suitable word in at this area. So, launched. Okay, chances are there. Rejoice. Rejoice is a completely irrelevant word. Implement. It is not a rule to implement. That's why for 129, the best word is launched. So now option B is the answer. Now read the sentence by using launched here. The European Commission launched unity of biodiversity union and aquariums, botanical gardens and everything, and on the occasion of worldwide day, wildlife day 2020. According to a statement by it, the blocks offered the opportunity. Is it right? Blocks here, according to it, statement by it, the dash offered the opportunity of all such institutions. The blocks offered, yeah, blocks is irrelevant, so no replacement can be eliminated. The assignment offered, the comprehension means understand, so this is also relevant. So either collision or dispute. Since dispute is a word which is negative, yeah, it never be used. So ultimately it is collision. Collision means union. So the best word here is D, union. So the union offered the new, so they launched a union collision that offered the opportunity for such institutions to join forces and boost public awareness about the nature's crisis. So nature is in the crisis. Through the union, they would like to raise it. And convention on biological diversity in coming in China, October 2020. When national will subject a new global. Can you write when the nations will subject after the subject we should write two. But since there is no two here, subject is wrong. That's why no replacement option can be eliminated. So will unite. After modal auxiliary verbs, we have to write V1. So unite is V1. Will adopt. This is also V1. Will placing. Yeah. Using will placing is blunder. And will serviced. Will be serviced somewhat better. But will serviced is wrong. After will, we should write V1. So this is also wrong. So our answer is between A and B options. So which is fine? The nation, read the sentence from the beginning. The Convention of Biological Diversity is in Kunming, which is in China, China in October 2020, when nations will dash a new global framework to protect the environment. So will unite or you adapt? So they would like to take up a new thing, which means they would like to adopt. So option B is the best answer. Question number 131, it is adopt. So here it is uh, launched, and this word is union offered, and this word is nations will adopt a new global framework to protect the resource nation and statement added. And it is crucial that all of us learn just how to real the nature dominance has become, how real the nature dominance, how real the nature dominance. Nature is uh, dominance. Can we use dominance over here? No. See, it is crucial. Crucial means difficult. It is difficult that All of us learn just how real the nature dominance. You're not nature dominance. Nature is not dominating, it is losing its identity. So chances are there for crisis. If it is support, and we urgently need to take global action. If it is a support, how can you take a global action? The global action, this is wrong. So challenging, wrong. Automation, chances are there for D and A, which is better between D and A. See, it is crucial that all of us learn just how real the nature crisis has become. We urgently need to take global nature automation. So after the nature, the word automation is a blunder. That's why the best word is nature crisis, which is option A, nature crisis. So how real the nature crisis has become when we urgently need to take global action to protect, restore biodiversity because it is in the crisis. And otherwise, much of the nature we now depend on for our food, health, economy is in dash, in range of disappearing. In is it range? In dash of disappearing. Your range is not a suitable word, so you can eliminate this one. In willingness of no, in delicate dull, in danger of disappearing forever. This is the best one. Warrantless, which means no warranty. So ultimately it is C, which is better for 133, 134. This is danger, no? Now insert that word and in danger, and that too after before the danger, the preposition in should be used for these kinds of sentences. So in danger of disappearing forever. The European Commissioner for Environment, Oceans and the Fisheries, Virginus Syncrivirus, was quoted as saying, and here the coalition adopted a common pledge. The coalition adopted, actual meaning of coalition is union, as I said in the previous question. The union adopted a common pledge, the common promise, the intergovernmental platform on biodiversity and ecosystem service, global assistant, and finding that 1 million species were already at risk of extinction, the negative word, and concealed to visitors. Conceal means hiding. How can you say concealed to visitor? So this is wrong. So option E can be eliminated over here. So and conceal to visitors to each their institution to raise their voice for nature. So they are requesting the visitors to raise their voice towards the protection of the nature. So it may be appeal. The meaning of appeal is request. The meaning of regret is saying sorry. So wrong. Hold is not suitable. Plead. Plead also request. So your answer is either A or C. But as far as this context was concerned, it is appeals, risk of evolution and appeals. Why it is appeals? You were already at the risk of extinction, and appeals to visitors. Yeah, appeals, number of requests to the visitors. So not plead. Go with option A, appealing to the visitors. And here we have scrambled sentences. Question number 135 words, scrambled sentences. And see, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentences have been given, and later we have some questions on them. So, and while going through this one, don't don't go through the questions initially. Okay, so let us arrange our own. Then the answers are very easy. While arranging our own, try to select the first statement. When you succeeding, when you succeed yourself in finding the first statement, 50% of the work can be done by you successfully. So, which is first statement? In fact, he believed. Who is he? We don't know. That's why this is not first statement. The customers does. Does in the sense, does is used to tell the result. So, without any sentence, how can you use this sentence? So, this can be eliminated. Next, management can assure this does. What they can assure? This. What is this? We don't know the meaning of this. That's why C also not the beginner. Next, Sam Walton built his. Who is his? This fellow only. So this is an independent sentence. It never depend on others. So chances are there for this one because Sam Walton built his Walmart business empire knowing there was only one boss, the customer. Yeah, this is purely an independent sentence. Chances are there as a first statement. Next one. So it. No, it is not the first statement. He can. Who can? We don't know. That's why F also never be used in the beginning. So ultimately, it is the sentence D. D sentence is the first one. If D is the first sentence, what would be the second statement then? If D is the first sentence, so look here, D is the first sentence. Sam Walton built his Walmart business empire knowing there was only one boss. That boss is the customer. Customer is a boss. That is their slogan. His slogan. Okay, then what comes next? If D is the beginner, what is the second one? He can achieve. So it is not the second one. And what is his slogan? How it is ended? Because see, the ending of your previous sentence is the best clue to select the following line. See how it is ended. There was only one boss who is the customer. So in fact, he believed that the customers are the origin of the source. See the best link. So that's why the second one is A. So customer is the best. Okay. See the what would be the third one? The customer does has. Can we put in the third one? The company of the chairman to down, or else the management can ensure his this doesn't happen. No, it never be the third statement. Then the third statement is statement number E. See, read D and A together. Sam Walton, whose motto is customer is the boss, and in fact he believed that the customers are the origin and they are the source of the money we have. Yeah, all the money we are grabbing from the customers, and so it is not the company which pays. See, resource of the money we have. So it is not the company which pays you salary, but it is the customer because we are getting money. See, the ending is the best source of the beginning of the next sentence. So 3 is E is the third one. Next one, see how it is ended. So this is a company which pays you, but the customer, not the company. Customer is paying your salaries. So the customer does the. So because of this reason, this is the fourth one. The customer thus has the power of fire everybody in the company from the chairman to the down because he is paying all our salaries. So four, only two sentences are there. So he can achieve this by simply spending the money somewhere else, or else management can ensure this doesn't happen by motivating. Which doesn't happen? Is it C or F? So read the B sentence again. This is the latest one. No? The customer thus has the power of fire everybody in the company from the chairman to the office boy, and he can achieve this by simply spending his money elsewhere. So or else he can go to somewhere to buy the product if he doesn't like. So 5, and ultimately the management can ensure this does not happen. Which doesn't happen? This one doesn't happen. Sentence number 5 doesn't happen. So we should not allow the customer to go to some other shop, so to attract some other product. So after F it is the place for C. So this doesn't happen by the motivating employees to cultivate a meaningful relationship with the customers. So ultimately the best sequence is D, A, E, D, A, E, B, F, C, D, A, B, F, C. So the first sentence is D, no? So option C is your answer. 135. 135 is option C. D, A, E, B, F, C. This is the sequence. No. Second sentence. Second sentence is A. That's why option A. 136. Option A is the answer. Which is the third sentence after the rearrangement? The third sentence is E. So option D. 137 is option D. This is the sequence, no? D, A, E, B, F, C. This is the fifth sentence after the rearrangement. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the sentence. F. So F is available with option E. 138 is option E. Next up, which is the last sentence? The sequence is D, A, E, B, F, C. Which is the last sentence? The last sentence is C. That's why C is, look here, this is the C. Option B is the answer for question number 139. And question number 140. So award is given. Here the task has been changed. Award is given followed by its uses in the option C. This is the question word. It was used in three different ways. This is way number one, two, here it is three, no, four different ways. So you have to find which is the best one, which is grammatically and contextually fit. And you should find the word in which there is inappropriate uses, not appropriate uses. To remember, inappropriate usage. Okay, and if in all the sentences or options the word is used appropriately, you can choose ye. If everything fine, you can go with ye. So, what is the peremptory? The meaning of peremptory is stressing something, emphatic, emphasizing, and just telling something with a lot of force. It was emphatic. The general gave the troops. The general gave the troops a peremptory order to had to obey. So general in the sense army person. The army personnel gave the all the troops and all the subordinates peremptory. Peremptory means strict, emphasis, forcing, full of force. So the meaning of emphatic is force. So using peremptory here is 100% correct. That's why this is not your answer. He said which is incorrect word, incorrect sentence. So next, my doctor says even peremptory exercise, peremptory order is correct, an order with full of force. But here peremptory exercise, not exercise which is force. Here peremptory is a useless thing. It is not an exact word to use. Peremptory exercise can help you improve your health. That's why this is wrong. Since this is wrong, it may be your answer because this is only the inappropriate according to the task. Next, because Jock did not like following orders, he found it difficult to listen to his teacher's peremptory index. See, peremptory order, peremptory in instructions, everything is fine. This is good. That's why this is not your answer. Next, the prison guard spoke to the inmate in a peremptory tone. Peremptory tone in the sense, uh, a tone was full of warning. This is stressing. So this is fine. If it is fine, this is not your answer. So since B is wrong, you can delete none of these. So your answer is B. Question number 141. See, the question word is persecuted. Persecuted is used in four different ways. You have to select the inappropriate usage. The inappropriate usage word is your answer. Okay, persecute. Actual meaning of persecute is harassment. The meaning of persecute is harassment. So here it is. The man was persecuted until the point of self mutilation. Yeah, he was harassed. This is fine. Since this is correct word, yours is not answer because we should go to inappropriate uses. No. So now see the B sentence. Now pray for those who persecute me. So You can pray to those guys who harassed me. So this is also the word harass is fine here. Since it is fine, it is not your answer. Next one. False teachers will persecute. False teachers will harass and push out the prophetic. Yeah, this is fine. So this is not your answer. Next. She tried to persecute him, but he kept crying. See, she tried to harass him, but he kept crying. So if it is, if he is trying to harass, how can you use but he kept crying? So here using persecute is not a correct way, but we have to use he tried to console him. Yeah, instead of persecute, we can write here he tried to console him, or else he tried to lessen the impact, but he kept crying. That's why persecute is a wrong word, but we can replace with console. So your answer is D. So option D is the best answer for 141. 142. Deportation. Deport means separation. So that is simply known as separation, which is generally exile. That is also known as banishment. The king banished the queen as she is a cunning woman. Okay, so banished or exile is known as deportation. Now see, to cast uh, to cast their fear of immigration, the mayor threatened deportation. Yeah, to cause the fear of immigration, in order to make fear of immigration transfers, settling in some other country, the mayor threatened deportation. This is fine. Since it is fine, it is not your answer because we have to select the inappropriate uses of the word. This is correct usage. So it is not your answer. Next one. People have endured deportation throughout history, usually during the war. Yeah, during the war only, when the fellow was defeated, he will be sent out of the country. So that's why this is also fine. That it is not your answer. And next one. The woman nodded his deportation. Nodded means accepted. The woman accepted in deportation. Yeah, this is quite problematic usage of deportation. The woman nodded. Actual meaning of nodded is accepted, accepting something by moving the head. Yes. So the woman nodded the deportation, accepted deport, nodded in deportation. Yeah, yeah. In deportation as a wrong usage. That's why since it is wrong, your answer is this one only. Next one. Let us cross check D. He seemed unfair that Lila had to leave due to her mother's deportation. Yeah, since the mother's here deportation means separation, also known as death, dear departed. So when the dearest people died, it is known as departed. So this is fine. Since it is fine, this is wrong. So we can now eliminate none of these. So ultimately, the answer is C. Option C, 142. 143. See, the sentence given in the question, when properly sequenced from the coherent paragraph, each sentence is labeled with a letter. See, these are the letters A, B, C, D, E. You have to put all the sentences in an order. This is nothing but scramble or jumbling statements, jumble sentences. And look here, first try to know the first sentence. See, because we have none of these here. See, who can trace its first beginning the love of its first beginning love of the demon of the violence. And can you begin with this one? Who can trace of its first beginning? What is the reference of its? We don't know. That's why it is not the beginning statement. Next, similarly. Can you begin with similarly? No, and we don't have any options also here with B, so it can be eliminated. And there is about a great friendship between the man and man and certain inevitability. Inevitable means unavoidable. Unavoidable that can only be compared with the age-old association of ham and edges. There is about a great friendship. Chances are there to begin with C. Okay, so C may be the beginner. So you can write here one. Next one, simile fees that it is, which is We don't know. That's why this can be eliminated from the first list. No one can say what was the mutual magnetism that brought the deathless partnership of these. Whose, we don't know. That's why this is also not the first statement. So ultimately, the first statement is C. With the C, we have two options, B and D. So rest of the options can be eliminated successfully. No error also chances are there, none of this. So your answer is, let us cross check B and D. So according to B, of C after it is E, and here also C after E. So no doubt it is C after E. So now see C and E together, and there is about a great friendship between the man and a man, certain unavoidably that can only be compared with the age-old association with ham and eggs. Okay, next one B. Similarly with men, sorry, no one can say what was the mutual management that brought the deathless partnership of these wholesome and palatable foodish about. So which these, in the sense, what is this? These two guys. So that's why C after E. So E is the second one. Next one. So now check D. According to the second option, it is D, no? So food stuff about, one simply feels that it is one of the things that must be so. So this is also fine. Next one, CED B. The must so. Similarly with men also, and ultimately it is A. Similarly with men who can trace. So here it is not a question mark. The question mark is wrong. Who similarly with men who can trace its first beginning with the love of demon of Pythias of David of Jonathan of Swan of Ager. So EC. So E after C after it is E, then it is D, B, A, A C D B A. So your answer is option B. 143. The answer is option B. 144. Events in, intervened, and in the late 1930 and 1940, Germans suffered from over-abandoning. So it is not the first statement. This can be eliminated from the first list. Next, the British used to be fascinated by the home of. So chances are there for this one. Next, but never been the beginning. So the first foreign package holiday was a tour. It may be the first statement. Since then, since when, we don't know. So your first statement is either B or D. So we have the, so option A can be eliminated. So B or D. Between B and D, which is the eligible statement to be in the beginning. Here it is, the British used to be fascinated by the home of romanticism, and the first foreign package holiday was a tour of Germany organized by Thomas Cook in 1885. So both are different statements. So let us cross check with yeah. Coming to D, can you put in the beginning, the first foreign package holiday was a tour of Germany organized by the Thomas Cook. These are the people who organized the first holiday trip. Here, the British used to be fascinated by the home of romanticism. Yes. When there is a comparison between B and D, it is the B which is the first one. So romanticism, and the romanticism, the part is traveling with the spouse. So after B, it should be D. So BD is available with C. Let us cross check BDAAC. So B, D. Now read B and D together. So the British needs to be fascinated by the home of romanticism. And the first foreign package holiday was a tour. Then that to Thomas Cook is a British company from Canada. Okay, and the first foreign package holiday was a tour of Germany organized by the Thomas Cook in 1855. And next one, events inverted, and in the late, see, 1855 after 19. See the, so this is the A is the best follower of D. So BDA is the third one, A. suffered from overbranding. Since then, it is A. Since then, Germany has been Germany company. Okay, now understandably nervous about the promoting itself abroad, and finally, it is C. But reunification and the federal government's move Berlin have prompted Germany to think again about this image. So the things are B, D, A, E, C. Can go with option number C. C is the answer. Question number 145. See, the world does not simply divided Israel from the which wall. There is no clarity about the wall. So, so after when there is a clarity, we can write this wall. That's why A is not the beginner. So since it is not a beginner, you can eliminate C. Now see B. A chilling omission from the road map is the gigantic separation wall. Yeah, this is the wall. Gigantic separation wall now being. So chances are there to become one. B may be beginning. So your answer is either B. And it is. What is? We don't know. C is not the beginner and we don't have any options. It is. Because of it, it is also can be almost a decade after the end of the South. And this ghastly, which ghastly? We don't know. That's why this is also can be eliminated. Ultimately, the first sentence is B. That's why, according to these options, if you put aside none of these, uh, E, uh, your answer is either option B or none of these. So according to the B, let us cross check B, BADEC. Now the B is a chilling omission from the road map is a gigantic separation wall now being built in the West Bank by Israel. So they built a wall, border wall. B. Next one, A. The wall goes not simply divided Israel. So A is the second one. B, A. The wall, Israel from the putative Palestinian state on the basis of the 1967 borders. Okay. Next one is it actually takes a new track of Palestinian land, sometimes 5 or 6 kilometers at a stretch. Not much of bigger one. BAD. Next one. See, it's surrounded by the trenches, electric wires, moors, and watchtowers and regular intervals. So C. And finally, after C, it is so D is the third one, whereas C is the fourth one. Finally, it is E. Almost the decade after, in the end of the South African apartheid, the ghastly recit wall is going up with the scarcely a peep with Israel, the American allies who are going to pay for the most of it. Ultimately, it is BADCG. Yeah, option. That's why option B is the answer. 146. Luckily, the tide of a battle moved elsewhere after the American victory at Midway and an Australian victory over Japan at Milne Bay. Okay, it is an independent sentence. It could, what could, we don't know. The Australian military, knowing the position was hopeless, planned to fall back to the southern east in the people of. So chances are there for C also. Okay, so uh, next one. They, who are those? We don't know. Next one. Not many people outside Australia realize how close the Japanese got. This is also an independent sentence. So that's why your answer can begin by E, A, or C. Yeah, we don't have any options to eliminate. So which is the best beginner? Where the introductory part had been started. So luckily the tide, since it is luckily, it can be eliminated. Next, the Australian military knowing the position was hopeless. Knowing the position was hopeless, uh, planned to fall back. So, which position? It should be the position must be revealed. That's why C can be eliminated. So, your best starter is only E. E is the best starter. That's why you can eliminate all other options. ED, CBA or AC, DBA. So if E is the first one, look here, not many people outside Australia realize how close the Japanese got. Next one, that is, they had captured most of the Solomon Island and much of New Guinea and seemed posture of the invasion. So after, if it is the first statement, the best follower is this one, D. So E after D, which option? EDCBA, yeah, option one. So rest of the things can be eliminated. So according to the option one, it is EDCBA, no? See, EDCBA. If A is the beginner, when A is the beginner, D is the second one. So not many people outside Australia realize how close the Japanese got, and they had captured who got the Japanese. Most of the Solomon Island and much of the India. And next it is the place for C. The Australian military, knowing the position was hopeless because already there is an invasion. So the position was hopeless. C is the third one. Next one. It could have been more than a delaying tactic, and luckily the tide battle moved elsewhere, where the American victory at Midway and an Australian victory over the Japans at Maline Bay. So option A is the best answer, and the sequence is EDCBA. 147. Here the task had been changed. In the following question, two sentences and five connectors are given. Only one of the connectors shows mm, so best combination. See, these are the connectors. So by using these any one of these connectors, you have to club both the sentences. Which is the best connector to make two sentences into one? Here, thunderstorm brought the first significant rainfall in weeks to the UK. So this is the first time. Sorry, thunderstorm brought first significant rainfall. Yeah, because of thunderstorm, they got the first important rainfall after weeks in UK. Next, Belfast International Airport receives 88.2 mm matter of hours, more than the religious monthly, more than the region monthly July average. So this is about the rainfall. So, which is the best linker? Here, the word because can be eliminated. Okay, because so with the because these things never be clubbed. Because is used to tell the reason for something. They never be clubbed. So also can be eliminated. See here, these are interlinked. See, the thunderous brought the first significant rainfall in the weeks to the UK. First significant rainfall because of thunderous things. Next, thunderstorms. Next, Belfast International Airport received because of these rain. They got the. It is not because. If it is because of, it is fine. Since it is because, it is wrong. So when something is reason, as he is suffering from fever, he cannot come. So that's why here if also blunder. So as he is busy, he cannot take the class today. So as the thunderstorms brought the first significant rainfall in the UK, Belfast International Airport receives this much of rain on an average. So let us go with A, which is the best one. And A must be placed in the beginning, then both can be clubbed easily. So 147 is option A, as. 148. Unlike other business leaders, she has not shunned political leaders but engaged with them. The actual meaning of shun is avoid. Okay. Unlike other business leaders, she did not avoid the political leaders but engaged with all the political leaders. Them means political leaders. Now see, she believes that society needs political leaders. Yeah. Here also we can use as, because she never avoid the political leaders because she believes society needs political leaders to bring about the change and citizens need to engage with them. So here in live, no. So because as in as of now be used over here. Okay. Or as is okay, individually as okay, but since we have because, that is the best word to be used here. B. So if you use because, the sentence can be framed like this. Unlike other business leaders, she has not avoided political leaders but engaged with them. Hmm? Now write because because she believes that society needs political leaders to bring about the change in the citizens with them. So because is the best one. 149. See, this is quite tricky. See, here we have the column 1, there are 3 statements. In column 2, there are 3 statements. You, based on the meaning of this column, you have to match it. 149. Column 1 and column 2 here. Uh, the World Photography Day is being observed to. Observed to on? No. A after D blunder. A after E. The World Photography Day is being observed to. Screamed out of the room. The World Photography Day is being observed to inspire photographers across all. Yeah, this is the best linker. This is the good sentence. A and F. So where there is A and F, we have A and F. So we have to check BD also then according to this option. So your answer is according to the given options. Your answer is either C or D. If it is D, only AF. If it is C, AF and BD also. Let us check BD. Is it logical or illogical? B and D. Our medical devices market relies heavily. See, the meaning of relies is believe, depend on somebody. Reliance means depend or believe. Our medical device market depends heavily. D, no? This is BD. On imports, the best one. A, F, and BD. So obviously your answer is option C. Rest of the things can be eliminated. C is the answer. Question number 150. And here column A, NEDL is a complete list of diagnostic tests and medical devices. So here the options are being jumped here. Okay. B after D never be used. A after E. NEDL is a complete list of diagnostic test medical devices, but slowly opened up. No. NEDL is a complete list of diagnostic medical devices and in Inverto diagnostic, yes. A and F. A and F is fine. So AF is not only with option D, but also with B. That's why rest of the options can be eliminated. Your answer is only D option or else B option. AF after we have CE also. CE we here and here also. Let us check CE. He did not answer the first. Where is he? First, but slowly opened up. Yeah. CE also fine. So still your answer is either D or E. Let us check BD. According to the given options, BD, it should be noted that this angle task is not applicable in case investments are made by the non-student, non-residential or venture, the best one. So all these things, AF, BD, and C, everything is correct. That's why your option is B because it is AF, BD as well as CE. So option B is the answer. Here the task has been changed. Yeah, 150 spotting errors given in different way. And look here, read the task, and a statement has been divided into 5 parts. Okay, and with A, B, C, D, and E. Part E highlighted in the bold, that is grammatically correct. See, this part is grammatically correct. Okay, but other parts, out of the rest, only one part is error free. That means out of 4 parts, Out of 4 parts, 3 parts are erroneous parts. Only one part is error-free part. That one part is your answer. Okay, so you can get it. So there is no wrong with this bolded one. Out of 4 parts, 3 erroneous parts are there. One is error free. That error free is your answer. Okay, now see, the war to defeat is the Iace with Raqqa. The war to defeat. Here, the war to defeat the Iace with Raqqa, the major city in northern Syria. Raqqa is a major city in the northern Syria. Cannot have been. Can you use cannot have been? No, this is not cannot have been. It should be may not have been or else. So, and here the war to defeat the Iace, not with Raqqa. Raqqa, because Raqqa is a major city in northern Syria, no? So, with must be replaced with in Raqqa. So, A is not your answer. So, it is, we have 3 errors, no? But one is errorless. The errorless is your answer. So, your answer is not A. In Raqqa, and the majority, this is not cannot have been. It should be may, may. Can must be replaced with may not have been. So your answer is not B. May not have been conducted by the US and C. In the C, it is fine. May not have been conducted because may belongs to B part, no? It has no error. And Russia and their various ally entirely from various, it is not ally, allies. It should be not ally, various allies. Allies in the sense of opponents, opposite of friend, enemy. Allies entirely from. So we have error in the D, this word. We have error in A and we have error in B. But there is no error with C. So what is the C? B option. Option B, or not, it is C, no? C is available to option B. Option B is your answer. Question number 152. This prime minister has built this prime minister has built a personal position. That means according to Dask, it has no error. Okay. This prime minister has built has after V3. It is fine. No error. No error. And built a personal position of great possibilities, and his international approaches show that, since approach is plural, he used show that imagination and dexterity need for the national integration. Everything is fine. It has no error. 153. 5 months within the government. Yeah, not 5 months within the 5 months. Though the word within must be used in the beginning. Within the 5 months, the government. That's why A part is wrong. So it's not your answer. A part is wrong. Within the 5 months, the government aimed the victory of quiet diplomacy to bring the standoff. It is not standoff, it is standby. So B also wrong. Standby between India and the Chinese troops on Doklam. It is on Doklam, not it is Doklam is an area in Doklam to end the rumors of the actual agreement and events that have followed. Yeah, D has no error. So you can go with option C. 154. When the scale is debatable, the border crossings, it is not crossing, it is border crossing. It should be singular. That's why this is wrong. Crossing into Assam and West Bengal, border crossing border crossing into Assam and West Bengal are a reality, and okay, fine. Political parties are to be blamed. It is are to be blamed because the passive voice blamed for turning a blind eye to the situation, turning a blind eye to the situation over a decade. Decades plural, no? Since it is plural, how can you write over a decade? It is over the decades. So this is also wrong. So ultimately, B is the fine one. 154, it is option A. In the B, there is no error. 155. A federal shutdown occur. Shutdown is singular, no? That's why it should be occurs. Occurs. A federal shutdown occurs. So part A is wrong. Fail to agree to a speeding bill and cannot even. It is not a speeding bill, the speeding bill. So this is wrong. And sign off the stopgap funding measure. Okay, funding measure failed to a spending bill. Yeah, spending measure. So C has no error, and that might kept, yeah, not that might kept not, because here it is occurs simple present, and everywhere it is present tense. No, that's why may keep. Might present tense is may. Kept present tense keep. May keep the government machinery. So this is wrong. Human. So ultimately, the part C has no error. Since part C has no error, option B is the answer. 155 is option B. 156. So these are known as triple fillers. The following question have some blanks, each blank indicating that something has been omitted. So then that omitted part must be replaced with the options that we have available, that are available. See, despite several attempts at a dash, despite the conjunction, despite though, although several attempts had been done, despite several attempts at a dash, at a reset, at a restart, at a retribution, at a restriction. Yeah, it is not restriction. That's why option D can be eliminated. Okay, so at a dash. So when you have to doubt on this particular blank, let us go with this one. The dash between the two governments. Second blank, no. So the disconnect between the two governments, the discontinuation, distribution, yeah, this can be eliminated. The destruction, already this is not correct, no. That's why how can you focus on destruction? That's why your answer is either A or B. Now cross check reset here. Despite several attempts at a reset, fine, and reset, ties between India and Nepal continue to be cause for concern. Yeah, ties between India and Nepal continue to cause for concern. The disconnect between the two governments was most visible the seven nation Bay of Bengal initiative for multi-second technical and economic cooperation military exercises that concluded on Sunday. Okay, after dash its participation, after confirmation, can you use confirmation its participation? So even only because of the last blank, you can come to the conclusion that the option A is the best answer for this one, because after confirming its participation, that is the best phrase. Confirming is the only word that is available with option A. That's it. So rest of the words are same. Excellent. Banks, asking healthy banks to take over weak banks, asking healthy banks to take over weak banks dash to be the strategy. Weak banks applies. Can we use applies here? No. Appears, chances are there, because asking is singular. Here asking is purely singular subject. That's why appears correct. Parts is irrelevant. Pricked. See, asking healthy banks to take over the weak banks appears to be the strategy to handle the bad loan crisis. On Monday, the Union government dashed the meager propositioned the merger of, yeah, proposed, not prepositioned, it is proposed to merge. So that's why even according to the second blank, it is the proposed to merge, and that will become the country third larger lender, and the merger is a part of the government's effort to consolidate the banking industry with an eye on overcoming the bad loans crisis. Yeah, they would here, this concept is they would like to control the bad loans. That's why they would like to put an eye in order to overcoming the crisis of bad loans. So B is the best one. The words appears, proposed, and overcome are the best fillers. 158. After years of dash over weather, years of disturbance over the weathers, ratifications. See, actual meaning of ratification is approval. Can we use approval over there? Impossible. That's why it can be eliminated. After years of arguing over the Pluto is a planet. Yeah, this is fine because it is an argument about the astronomical things, celestial bodies. Next, ascribing. The meaning of ascribe is arrest or charge to. So that's why it can be eliminated. Assisting means be helpful to others. This is also wrong. So your answer is either A or C. Now see, elected is elected correct. Union elected to remove. Also it is voted to remove, which is correct. Elected or voted. Over the well, Pluto is a planet. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union elected to remove. So how can you elect to remove somebody? Voted to remove. That's why option A can be eliminated. So such a way, take the lead of any one of the blanks and crack the question. So voted. So voted to. This is voted and voted to remove Pluto's planetary status. Now, some researchers are challenging his decision after citing the matter. The scientists, yeah, checking the matter. So ultimately, it is the C, which is the best group of words to fill all the three blanks. And here we have the word like a viralizing, and the meaning of viralizing means high price. And ratification approval. Okay, rest of the things are easiest word. Rest of the words are easy. Next one, 50. 159. India has accepted an offer of talks on the dash of the coming united. On the declined of, after on the, can you write declined? It's a blunder. It is not suitable. So winked in the sense act of closing one of the eyes, only one eye. So this is also winked also wrong in the first blank. Next one, sidelines. India has accepted on the offer of a talk on the sidelines of the coming. This is fine. On the assisted also wrong because all these are V2 and V3s. Here V2 and V3 never be never be used according to the context of the sentence. Look here, India has accepted an offer of talks on the assisted of coming. After assisted, how can you write off? That's why it is C. Let us cross check the rest of the things. We have, after have it should be V3. We decided is V3, no? So we have decided that the meeting will be held between the Minister of External Affairs Sushma Swaraj and Pakistani counterpart Shah Mohammad Qureshi, said a spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs MEA in Delhi, building on the dash desire, on the mutual desire for the peace of two countries. Because of this one, the mutual is the best one. So option C. Option C is the answer. Question number 160. The Union Cabinet decision to take the ordinance dash to enact. Ordinance route. Ordinance after route never be used. It's a blunder. It can be ordinance route to, yeah, possibilities there. See, the Union Cabinet decisions to take the ordinance route to enact. So enact in the sense act, or else involve deeply is enact. So the Union Cabinet decision to take the ordinance route to involve deeply a diluted version of its law making transcend. Ordinance way, ordinance path, ordinance extent. Extent can be eliminated. So chances are there for A, B, C. So what do you mean of undue? Second word. The meaning of undue is improper. Now check here. Uh, Triple talaq. Law making instant triple talaq a criminal offense is a sign of undue importance. Here it is untidy. Can we use untidy? Untidy is clean. See, the second word is useless word here. That's why eliminate B. And unruly chances are there. Okay, so now we have the chance like either A or C. Now let us cross check the third one. This is a matter that required dash especially. This is a matter that required deliberations or deliberation. That required is not singular. Deliberation here it is depreciation. Okay, not depreciation. Depreciation is a completely irrelevant word. Depreciation in the sense decreasing value of the assets. So, and this is wrong. So deliberations is fine. So ultimately, the word root, undue, deliberations are the best words. So A. So ordinance chance root 2. Here it is root 2, and undue importance, that means improper importance. Again finally is this matter that required deliberations, especially after serious objections. In this way, so actually it is difficult to learn all the vocabulary. That's why do something that you have known. So here, uh, suppose if you have a doubt on the first blank, then go through the second words with the second blank. That's it. You can at least you can eliminate two options. Next, go through the third blank with the third selective third proposal words. Then you can select two more options. Then finally you left with one. That is your answer. That's it. But you need the minimum vocabulary and need some understanding abilities, translating the sentence into your mother tongue, etc. Okay, all the best. Bye.